Hi there, you're listening to episode 17 of Czech Next Wave with me, Ian Willoughby. This podcast, a joint project of the Czech Centres Network and Radio Prague International, introduces listeners around the globe to some of the Czech Republic's most talented young people. This time out, our guests are the duo of Herrmann and Coufal, the most recent absolute winners of the Grand Designer of the Year award. That's the Czech Republic's top honour in the field. In recent years, Eduard Herrmann and Matěj Coufal have shot to attention with everyday objects such as lamps and coat stands that involve the customer DIY style in their manufacture. Eduard and Matěj also create products for eminent Czech design companies and even street furniture, as you will hear now in episode 17 of Czech Next Wave. Probably you hear this question all the time, but how did you first get together as a duo of designers, Matěj?
We get together 5 or 6 years ago on school, the Academy of Arts and Architecture in Prague. And it started in the pub, I think, with one beer, maybe two, and
maybe more.
Yeah, maybe more. And there was the place where we started our studio with one topic in the school, which they gave us. It was the Prague furniture and the bus shelters, and that was the first topic what we made together, and we thought, okay, let's do another together.
I wanted to ask you also about studying at UMPRUM, at the Academy of Arts, Architecture and Design. What was it like? Was it a stimulating environment, Eduard?
Well, I think the main advantage was people around, that you can talk with people who are interested in the same topic you are interested in, and also you are in the same building with a lot of artists, architects, and very interesting people. And I think this accumulation of thoughts and those discussions where you meet them in a cafeteria, in school cafeteria, and can talk about what you do, what they do, and you can share your opinions. I think that's very important for us in the creative business, to share those ideas with others.
How much of the focus was on craftsmanship and actually learning how to make things, and how much was on using your imaginations and coming up with ideas, Matěj?
Well, that's a hard question. I think it was half and half, but it was maybe up to the students, up to each one.
I think someone is very idealistic and someone is very technicist, and I think the best way is something in the middle, or to work with someone who has the other advantage.
Yeah, in our product design, it was always better to work with the team, because it's teamwork. We always say that it's better to work on the projects in the team, because the product, the final product, will be better this way. It's always like that.
Which of you has particular strengths? Are both of you equally good at everything, or is one of you better at something, Eduard?
Well, maybe it depends on the project we are working on at the moment, because sometimes I think both of us feel that we are the best in what we like doing, what we enjoy doing. So when the project is not very funny, or when it's a project we have to do because we have to live from something, usually those kind of projects are not that funny. And then for me it's difficult, and it depends what I'm doing specifically in this project at the moment. But I think interesting in our job is that all the time we're doing something different, and all the projects are divided into very different phases. You have to just make some ideas, and sometimes you have to draw something, and sometimes you have to be very constructive and very technical. And I think it's important to change what you do at the moment as often as you can, but of course it could be chaotic.
Yeah, it is a bit, but it's always doing distance from the tasks, when you're changing it. So it's also way.
And are there any disadvantages of working as a creative team, Matěj?
Disadvantages. I don't know, maybe...
You can tell me, I won't tell anybody.
Maybe in time. It takes more time, maybe, but maybe not. It's really up to projects.
A part of your work focuses on DIY. For example, a couple of years ago, you produced a coat hanger called TP that buyers assembled themselves. You also designed a lamp called Tension in cooperation with the Hornbach DIY stores chain. What is your idea behind involving the consumer in creating the actual design product, Eduard?
Well, it was, I think, involving them in the process. You also explain them what is it about coming with the ideas, what is it about designing. I don't say that they became designers. In a way, they just became manufacturers of the piece, but by doing it themselves, they discover something about the thing more than just buying it and just unpacking it from the package. So I think for them it's like a game. When you play, you enjoy the thing, or you enjoy the activity more than just using it. Also, there are other points, like you save some money by doing it yourself. Also, for us, it's like a statement. As a society, we forget about how things are made, and we're just looking at the display and not using our hands. And for us, it's like getting back into the roots, getting back to hands, using them again, and looking at things like not what I'm going to buy next, but instead of what I'm going to repair at my home, what I already have. So that's part of this thinking.
And is it the case, for example, with the TP coat hanger, that everyone is different? Is there some kind of flexibility in the construction?
There's not, I think. There's like one construction and that's it. But I think like in other products, for example, in lift, which is like a big chandelier, there are options of how to make it. But still, like we don't give like just a white paper. It has to have some rules which we are like sharing for them, and that's up to them how they like change. I don't know, the number of
the arms of the chandelier,
yeah, of the arms or the colors or something else. So.
Just to digress for a second, I read an old interview with you, Matěj, in which you said that you never buy any new chairs. You only find old chairs on the street and take them home. Is that correct?
I think that's it's like for both of us, I think.
But why is that?
Why? Because there are a lot of chairs on the street.
Yes. And I think we started doing this during school. We haven't had much money, and so our living was made with a lot of those found things on the street.
But don't you mind the fact then that all your chairs are different? In my house, we have like 6 same chairs.
Yeah.
My wife wouldn't like it if they were all differently designed at different heights and whatever.
But I think we love it. Like maybe all designers are loving this kind of differences. But if the chair is really nice and the other is also nice, sometimes or always, it's like more connected than separated.
I think it's a
better.
professional deformation, because
also.
usually we are taught to design things which will be mass produced. All of them will be the same. So when we have a lot of things different,
that's
at
better.
home, it's more personal. Or
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
And say, for example, if you work on a project through Hornbach, which everybody knows, this DIY store, are you in a way saying that design doesn't have to be something kind of elite or for the elite?
Yeah, that was the message also. One of the messages which we say. And we started with Hornbach with these lamps. And now we are like somehow put it farther into the brand, which is called Nomad Laboratory, and we are trying to divide it into the three levels. These products almost done, and design kit or just instructions, which we can share, and it's up to the people what they want to buy from us and how they want to be involved in the designing or the building of it.
And do people know your work and then go to Hornbach looking for the Herrmann and Coufal design, or do regular people just pick it up and buy it because it looks nice? Do you know?
I think it depends. Someone wants what you said, download the manual they saw when we collaborated with Hornbach. They can download it from the Hornbach website, the old manuals for the old version. And they can go to Hornbach and buy the things and construct it at home. That was how we started. And what Matěj was saying is that now I think we are in the next phase where we want to try to sell the ideas ourselves. And of course, there was this other things that a lot of people asked us. I'm too lazy to go to some hobby shop, hobby market, or I'm sorry, Hornbach.
Project market.
Project market, or how they call it. I want to buy the thing ready from you. I don't want to do anything with it. I'm too lazy. I will pay more for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So for those kind of people, we prepare those levels, as Matěj said. And there's the middle way, the kit, which we will give them the material, the manual, and they have to build it at home. So it's like prepared or pre-baked, or how to say it.
It's like a game, like for people who
Yes.
want to play, and it's also a social thing, because if you can't, I don't know, or not can't, you don't drill or something like that, you can like ask your friends and build it together.
I wanted to ask you also how much of this is based on or dependent on the fact that many Czechs are into what you call kutilství,
Okay.
DIY stuff. Czechs, I think, have a lot of skills in this area where maybe other nations wouldn't. Is that a factor that you know many Czechs can do this stuff?
Many Czechs can. Like in these products, we always like want to put a bit farther than like from IKEA. They are just screwing or something like that. And for example, in Tension product, Tension lamp, there is like, for example, drilling, which is like for a lot of people like the new thing, and they can like learn something new. That's good like for the education, and we like also this kind of view on these products.
I have to say, I don't like drilling. You know, maybe if I bought your thing, I would have to learn. But yeah, I'm kind of scared of the drill.
You see?
Yeah, so then you would buy the ready product, right?
Yes,
If you
I
would be
definitely would.
interested
I
in
would
the-
pay
in the
more to
product.
avoid
Or
drilling.
like enjoy the workshop with us.
Yes.
Because we are preparing workshops. So.
Exactly.
And you can learn it.
Getting back to your work in general, do you design mainly for clients, or do you work on things for yourselves, like kind of almost like art? Which dominates?
I think it's one-to-one. It's I think we still work with the clients, the traditional design projects, where we are asked by someone to design something for mass production. But at the same time, we are trying to do those kinds of projects like this DIY project, where we want to more express what we think and experiment with material and try something which we could not do otherwise.
Also push it like further. If we put like doing just the with the companies or something like that, I think without the experimenting, it would be not so fun.
What are your favorite objects to design? What do you get the most fun out of working on, Eduard?
The most fun, well, I think this DIY project was maybe, for me, it was maybe the most funny project from the last years, because we had to do a lot of prototypes to test our ideas very quickly. Instead of sketching on a paper the new ideas or how to move the project, we sketched directly into the material and made a lot of prototypes, which were not very beautiful, but they were at least pushing the project forward until we got into the last variation, which we said, okay, that's it. Let's do the manual from this. This works. It's not that hard to make. We use the basic materials, the basic tools, etc. And yeah, I enjoy this. But of course, I enjoy also the traditional design projects, and I think it depends. I think what I like the most on our job is that it's always different, and we work with a lot of different people.
What gets into my mind, we enjoying always also the installations and this kind of experimenting and the educational things where we can learn and someone else can learn.
I'd like to ask you about your process of how you design stuff. If you could talk me through, for example, how you made these capsule lamps for the brand Lucis, if I'm saying it right.
This was one of the projects which we initiated. Sometimes the client initiates it, sometimes we initiate it, and then we send the idea to the company who can manufacture it. And this was this opportunity where we were thinking about what to do next. I think it was 3 years ago or 2 years. I think 3 years ago. We made some ideas, and I don't know how, but we got the contact for the CEO of the company, and we sent him the ideas, and he responded very quickly. He called us, I think, actually, and he said, "Yes, I want it. Okay, that's good. Let's do it. Let's just improve it." And then we sent him sketches with the different proposals. He chose one proposal, and then we worked on this proposal more, and we sketched some more. Then we made the final variation again. Well, it was a lot of work on computer, which I think is the part of the job which we enjoy the least. That's why we started doing this DIY project, because it was a lot of work in workshop with hands, and for us, relaxation.
You also have designed things like a bench in Strasbourg, bins on Náplavka, the embankment in Prague. Are there any particular challenges to designing outdoor objects or street furniture kind of things, Matěj?
Yes, there are a lot of things which are different from the interior products. Mostly like it has to be more, I don't know.
More robust?
Robust, maybe. Yeah, for the materials. It has to like live there for a lot of years, and we have to think about this time and the people, everybody is using it. So it's also the point of it, and the differences are visible on the design, I think.
Yes, because when you do something for the interior, it could be more subtle. You can use materials which are more lightweight, or outdoors, everything has to be very massive and bigger, and the construction has to be tougher. So I think a lot of designers don't want to do this.
And say, for example, when you're walking down the street, are you looking at everything thinking that could be better? What about if they change this a little bit, or we could improve that?
Of course, always. We are not like enjoying the walk through the city like the years before, I think, because it's like the profession determination of this kind of seeing things that we are always like thinking that could be better.
Do you find that you're kind of critical of your unknown colleagues who have designed the bench that you see in the park? Are you critical of the things that you see, Eduard?
Yes, I think when it's done by a designer, usually it's good. Usually it's quite okay. But a lot of those things outside are not done by a designer. I think a lot of them are done just by, I don't know, some constructor or some
companies,
marketing guy. And but now it's getting much better than it used to be, because there was this competition for Prague City Furniture, and I think since then it's getting better and better.
And can you easily recognize what has been designed, say like a bench? Can you recognize easily if it's been done by a designer, Matěj?
I think we can recognize it, but sometimes the simplest way, like in the designing things in the outdoor furniture, is the best way, and the simplest designs sometimes are also like done by the constructor. So we like also these kind of designs sometimes.
I think it could be recognized from how it looks, but it doesn't mean that it's good or that it was designed. It could be a bad design by a designer. It doesn't mean anything. But I think you can see that there is there was some thinking about it, behind it.
Yeah, focusing on some problems or something like that.
And when you travel, are there particular cities or countries where you think that the design of street furniture is like really good?
Yeah, I think when we travel, I think we notice this a lot. I think, for example, in Italy, it's beautiful being in the public space, or in Scandinavia where you are outside. It's so enjoyable. Even if it's bad weather, you just feel okay because the place was well designed. Somebody was thinking very, very well about it, and of course there was a lot of money in it. So these things play well together.
My final question for you guys is, what does the future hold? What would you like to be doing in 5-10 years? You're already doing great. Your careers are going very well, but what would you like to be doing down the line? Eduard?
This is a difficult question because I think we enjoy what we do, and I think it would be great if we would still have a lot of work to do, a lot of enjoyable work, and also I think it would be good if we would somehow get out of the Czech borders, because I think it's important to not just think about, here we are in Czech Republic, let's just concentrate on Czech Republic. But I think like Czech Republic is so small. We are in Europe, right? And there are so many opportunities. It's so easy to travel, and everybody speak English. So, well, we are trying it with the Czech centers, like now with the exhibition, the Nomad exhibition, which is traveling there. And we're trying to get more contacts from other states.
Yeah, we will see. Now started the project which is called Nomad Laboratory, how I said before, and it's a brand. It's our brand, and it's new for us because like the project before, it was like just the designing stuff for other companies, and this is the new for us. So we will see, and if we will be focusing on this, I think in 5 years maybe we will be still here with this kind of project, but hope it will be like pushed far from here. We will see, but maybe we will do pizza or something like that,
Or beer.
and we will be enjoying also this.
Many thanks indeed to Eduard Herrmann and Matěj Coufal. And if you're not familiar with their work as designers, I highly recommend Googling Herrmann and Coufal. They do some very cool stuff. This has been episode 17 of Czech Next Wave, so if you're listening for the first time, why not check out some of the earlier ones? And subscribe, of course, wherever you get your podcasts. Czech Next Wave is produced jointly by the Czech Centres Network and Radio Prague International, and our music is by the great organist Andrzej Pivets. I'm Ian Willoughby, thank you so much for joining us, and speak to you again very soon.